Mr. Lieutenant Governor, thank you so much for being with us. We're so pleased to have you. A couple of other pieces of legislation to be looking out for. Senate Bill 180, the Religious Freedom Restoration Act. Senator Setzler, where are you at? Senator Setzler, thank you so much for your stand for religious freedom. We appreciate that. We are alongside you. In addition, there's a number of pieces of legislation dealing with human trafficking, led by the Grace Commission and First Lady Marty Kemp. In addition, Senator Still, I think you have some legislation dealing with human trafficking that we're taking a strong look at. And we just thank you so much. Senator Still, thank you so much for all you do. And for taking a few slings and arrows that the rest of us don't have to take. We appreciate you and we stand alongside you, Senator. It's my honor to introduce Speaker John Burns. Born and raised in Effingham County, John Burns is still somewhat new to this role and unfortunately came to this role under somewhat tragic circumstances. But we are so honored to work alongside him on some of the bills that we've talked about and so many other things. Please join me in welcoming Speaker of the House, John Burns.
Mac's a little taller than I am, Ralph. Senator Loeffler, it's great to see you today. Isn't it a great day to be a Georgian? I'll tell you what a great crowd. Thank you all for coming out on this rainy day. It's a great opportunity for us all. Lieutenant Governor and I are working very closely together on any number of issues, and we look forward to continue working with the senators here. Now, I'll tell y'all, though, the House is in the lead. We always are, and I see some of my best House members here. Thank you for what y'all do every day to make Georgia the best place in this nation to work, play a little bit, and raise a family. So thank you for that, and thank you for what this organization stands for. Ralph Reed, you haven't changed one bit since the years I met you a few years ago down in Springfield. If you remember that, we had lunch. It's good to see you. Thank you for your work. Mac, it's always good to see you. You're a constant reminder of what you can't have faith and freedom without faith and without freedom. So it works together, and thank you for always being there and working with us. The work you're doing now is more important than it ever has been in the history of our country, I do believe. I'm sure Senator Loeffler made remind us of a few quotes from a former president, I think one of our greatest presidents, Ronald Reagan, who happens to be one of those personal favorites of mine as well. He said a couple of things. I want to remind you of them. Freedom is a fragile thing, and it's never more than one generation away from extinction. We all know that. But he also continued to say something that really brings it home to me. It's not ours by inheritance. It must be fought for and defended constantly by each generation, for it comes only once to a people. I think those words ring very strongly and very powerfully in our country right now. As Speaker, we are continuing to work overtime to advance the policies that lift up every person in this great state of Georgia, that defends our God-given rights, and that safeguards future prosperity for our children, and for me, most importantly, our grandchildren and beyond. This year in the House, we're working to increase the access to health care for our people, to ensure, if you will, that all Georgians can get the care they need and stay healthy. Continuing to invest in early education. We've talked about that in the last few days. And also, Lieutenant Governor reflected on it, keep our students safe at school. Standing with our law enforcement, public safety is a huge emphasis for us in the House, that works to increase the benefits, that allows that those folks that take and defend us with their very heart and soul and their lives, that we have their backs. Strengthen election integrity in our state and with an increasing transparency with our state board of elections, eliminating the QR codes, and cracking down on bad actors that may be participating somewhere in that elections process. And the one I like, because I'm one of these too, cutting taxes, return more money to Georgia taxpayers. I happen to pay a few taxes as well. on top of the $5 billion we have recently put back in the pockets of families in Georgia, because guess what? It's your money and your money, not ours, and we recognize that. We are going to continue leading the way to create more opportunity and prosperity in this great state. But I want you to know that you have someone as Speaker of the House who will always stand up to do what's the right thing to protect our state and our God-given rights every day, along with the members of the House. Someone who will stand on principle to protect our faith, our families, and the freedoms that we enjoy. Someone who will proudly stand for the flag and bend a knee in prayer. Someone who will stand with our law enforcement to protect all of us in this room, protect our communities, the communities we come from, and very importantly, protect our families, defend our quality of life here in Georgia. Someone who will work to empower our parents and our teachers to choose the best path for our students, emphasizing curriculum that's appropriate, that prepares them to succeed in the jobs of tomorrow. Someone who will stand strong to defend our faith, the right to life, and the freedoms we are granted from our Creator. I'll tell you, that's who I am today, that's who I've always been, and that won't change. And that's what we will continue to do in the House, and I will continue to do with my members as Speaker of the House. It is an honor to be here with you today. It's an honor to serve you and to serve this great state of Georgia. I want to thank you all for allowing me to be here. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for what you stand for. And may God continue to bless our great state and these great United States of America. Thank you all for having me.